Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys, well I'm gonna review an Exo-Force set released in 2006 and called the Striking Venom, so one of the biggest sets released in 2006. So I don't have the box anymore, or at least it's too big and not really interesting, so I'm just gonna show you the instruction booklet, excuse me. So here we go. So the Striking Venom is the biggest, mecha of the robot in 2006 at least, because as you may have seen my review of the Mobile Devastator, this one was really big. So I don't think the Striking Venom is as big as the Mobile Devastator, but still, here we go. So it's 4 lines, you can see, so a spider shape, and it's presented by the mecha one. And you don't have any humans or humans mecha in this set, just this big guy. So yeah, the parts list, nothing really interesting right here, apart from these pictures, which kind of would sum up all the sets released this year. So the good guy's side and the bad guy's side, and on the middle you've got all the sets apart from the Bridgewalker and White Lightning Special Edition set shown. And some neat landscape with, of course, all the bridge between the two sides of the mountain, the human side and the robot side of the mountain. So really neat. And that's all for this side. Yes, so of course we've got the alternative model, which you can find some instruction, or at least 4 pictures of instruction on the website. At the time, of course, I don't know if the website still exists nowadays. So here you go. This time you can. It's not a vehicle, a second vehicle, but it's more like yes, a building, a barricade. Well, it's called yes, frontline barricade, by the way. So here we go. Nothing really interesting here, and that's all. So we're gonna now jump on the main model, of course, the Striking Venom, which is excuse me, got to take it. And ta-da! Here we go. So I'm gonna turn my webcam a little, and here we go for the Striking Venom. So as you can see, it's 4 legs. Yeah, the color scheme is black, dark green, dark gray, light gray, and trans smoke one screen. As you can see, also you got some lime green colors and some trans green colors. So mostly it seems that there is tons of color, but all the colors well, mixed way, if I can say, because they're already close in terms of shade, because the black is a dark color, the same goes to the dark gray, for the dark green, so they're all dark colors, so they really all melt together well. And as you can see, this set is, it's really easy to explain how it works. So we're gonna divide this into sections, so like the Mobile Devastator and the Bridgewalker. So first section is the cockpit section. Then you've got the main body section, which is here. In a subsection, you've got this little part with the 2 guns, and the third and final section is the 4 legs. So 3 main sections, and we're gonna see them individually first, and then of course I'm gonna build the model, and we'll see how it works in terms in a global way. So I'm just gonna cut off this part first, like that. Also this one, and finally 1 leg. So I will be able to show you how it works, how leg work, because in fact those 4 legs are exactly the same build. So you've got to build the same leg 4 times, which is a bit repetitive, of course. There we go. Cut this off. And here we go. So first of all, I'm gonna explain you how the body works, if I can call this a body. So if I look underside, below, in fact, you will see that it's mainly made with Technic bricks right ears, and the yellow one, in fact, are 90 degrees angle, so it's all linked well together. You can clearly see. So it's a plus shape or X shape on this side, on this view. So X shape, which is useful, of course, to link the legs, you can see, with these big parts with notch on them. So like that, so you can clearly see, on which, of course, we're going to link the 4 legs. So we got this plus, this X part with all the notch part. And then to link the side of the X, if I can say so. We're gonna use this technique parts to link the windscreen on it. So this one right here. And you can see there is 3 of them plus this one, which is kind of special because this one is useful to link the cockpit, this part, and also to link 2 guns right there. We're gonna talk about the articulation later, of course. Then we're gonna open this 4 windscreen and see that there is in fact just room for 2 bots, which I think, well, yes, store up or stack up and regenerate like that. With some hosepipe and lime green cylinder part. And also you can notice a little hole right here, which will be useful to link the next part, which is this one. So this is the kind of well, the gun part, I can say, because it's got 2 chain guns, all by a silver bot. The silver bot doesn't have any arms or legs, in fact, so you can you've got the arms, but you don't have the legs, so you can build the bot in a separate way. Also, you can notice that this part, in fact, is made up to a long axle with the same rounded brick in a transgreen colors. Then you got this little part, and then the 2 chain gun are linked to the bot's arm, and also thanks to this part, this axle right there. Also, you can notice that there is the light up brick, so I'm gonna light off my light to light up his eyes. It doesn't really work well, but still, it's from 2006. So, and then you also got the, excuse me, the famous, the infamous pizza launcher, which is not really a pizza, but still it looks like pizza. And also you can notice that on the White Lightning it was lime green and green, and this time the colors of the bad guys are orange and red for the little cylinder part. So this part was not included into the model, just me to make them all in a better way, in fact, so that it does not fall off when I move my set. So we're gonna put 2 of them in there and just launch this part right here. So it worked pretty well. Well, it depends on time, but this time it worked pretty well. So I'm just gonna put this back to the launcher. Like that. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the pinhole right there. And also you can notice I'm going to put this little part right here and link them here. And there we go. So now I'm going to close this part. Of course, we also got different type of notch to turn this part. And we're going to talk about the cockpit part now, which is this one. So in fact, it's not really interesting because if you look on the side, well, you have pretty much understand how it works. So really plain big bricks, in fact, not really specialized bricks on this one apart from the windscreen and some other parts. You can also notice the tuberc eyes, which means to represent, I think, a bot head, because if you look on the front with the slot brick, it kind of looks like a bot head. Well, kind of. You also got some chain gun on the front and 2 guns on the side with some little lights. And you can also notice that the Mecharon doesn't have any legs because it won't fit if it got legs. So Lego doesn't really put legs on these guys. So well, here we go. Not legs on this Mecharon. So you have to buy the Bridgewalker or the Sky Fortress to have a Mecharon with legs, or 2007 set like the Mobile Devastator. So well, that's pretty much all in fact to this part, because there was nothing really to talk about. Also, you can notice the stuff 2 parts, which are useful, of course, to link to the parts I've shown you earlier, which are here. And I'm gonna link this to later, I think. It will be easier. And now we're gonna talk about the legs part, which are really important because you got 4 of them. So it's really, well, it's quickly made. So you've got some technique bricks right here, of course. Here you got some, well, I think you can see this. Well, again, some not really slab brick, but this type of brick, which are really used tons of times in the Exo-Force set, in the boss set, in fact, the Evil Guy set. And then you got some technique beam, yes, some technique beam right there, which this shape of 90 degrees, if you look closely. And then on this part, we're gonna link again some more technique bricks right there. And on this, we're gonna put this sloped part, 4 of them, like that in green. Also this one, which will look cool on the side. So if you look on the side here, what it looks, kind of bland and plain, in fact, not too interesting, but on this perspective view, it's look really more attractive. Of course, the most interesting part of this legs, apart from this parts used here, is the fact that you can put off this bot to make him go on the ground and then go fight the enemy, of course. You can't really see that well, so excuse me. I'm gonna do it again just for you. So it's all thanks to these two little parts right here, transfer parts, and you just have to put this off, and here we go. Thanks to two technique beams, we can put the bots on the ground and then make him fight the opponent. And that's quite all I think there is to this leg, and well, the three other legs I said earlier are actually the same build, the same frame. So here we go, I'm gonna just put off some parts and I'm gonna link this. Then I will talk about the articulation, and then I think we will be done, because there's nothing really to talk about on this side, as you can see. Really quick and really easy. It's not like the mobile data, which is subdivided into tons of section and subsection. This one is really easier to explain. Then the cockpit part. Like that. And here we go. So, the articulation. First of all, we're gonna see the cockpit. So, we can turn this on the bottom, yes, down or up. So, can do anything with this part, which is kind of cool. Also, the one screen can open, of course. And you can turn with your little fingers this shenanigan part, which is not really meant to turn, so it's not really considered as an articulation, by the way. Then you got the main frame, so with the one screen which can turn in different ways. Also, you can see clearly right here the little parts I put earlier, which is really useful to turn the two weapons. Also, the weapons can turn on down and up, and on the upper side and down, like that. You can also use the light bricks, and also you got this pizza launcher right there, which are not pizza, but it looks like. So I think that's all. Of course, that's the little gimmicks. You also got the boss right here with the hose pipe in the head. And oh yes, you also got these two weapons which can turn on this side and look down and up. And finally the legs, so with this big rotation parts with notch. So you can see, as you have medicine, you have this part on it, so it means that it's gonna block the movement, in fact, not really why, but you can still put off this part on all the four legs and then turn it all the way you want. But you have first, you got what I call you got the neutral position, this is this one. So it's really flat, in fact. Then you got the notch on this part, so just, well, like that. And also, so here you can just put one notch, well, not really one notch, but you can just do this one time before it gets blocked by the technique beam. So if you, of course, put a technique beam off, you can do that all the way you want, like that, for example. But I'm not gonna do that for every part. But you can really make him look on the ground, in fact, and it still holds pretty well, in fact. So I don't really know why did they choose to put these brakes, but well, it's up to you. It's Lego, so you just have to put this off and have fun the way you want with it. And of course, you can also put this, well, yes, like that. Like that, or you can also continue here we go. Okay, it's like that, yes. And you can also, yes, but again, one more time on this, do this one more time, but as you can see, this time it doesn't really hold perfectly. Well, still, yes, no, it's old. You can clearly see. So if you want to make a dead spider, I don't know if his legs button this way, you can with the striking Venom, because it can turn all the way down. But we're gonna put this in this form. So you can see it's not pretty articulated because you just got 1 point of articulation for the legs, but you can still do different type of stuff with this, so they're kind of okay in my opinion. And here we go. So that's all I think for the striking Venom. I think I have pretty up everything. Also, of course, for the legs you got this famous gimmick of you just put off 1 bot on the ground. So also pretty interesting. And the 4 bots, you can also notice, have all a camera right there, which are of course used as a gun and not a camera. A video camera, excuse me. And well, yes, that's all. So, on the good points and bad points for this set, I would say that the bad points are of course the building, the construction of the set itself, because it's a bit repetitive and this part are not really interesting. For example, this cockpit is not really interesting to build. I think maybe the interesting part is the body frame, but apart from that, seriously, and the first leg you will build is not really that interesting. Also, the articulation, well, they are what they are. The articulation is, I've put it up everything I have to say on this set, so you just got 1 point of articulation for the legs, but still you got plenty of articulation if I have to say on the gun and stuff and stuff like that. So I would say that it's okay in my opinion. And well, maybe if there were more point of articulation on this set, it will fall off quickly. So well, with just 1 point of articulation, it doesn't fall. So I think I'm pretty okay with that personally. And on the overall design section, also I would say that it looks pretty good. Well, it looks okay for me. It's a big giant spider. It looks really cool in diorama because it's really big in comparison of the human. For example, I think this is the size of a human minifig, for example. So it's really look big, and impressive. So well, that's all I ask it. Also, the gimmicks are all pretty interesting, if I have to say. So the articulation and gimmick are still interesting and good, in my opinion, for the different, the light up bricks and stuff like that. Also, I didn't mention that, but this machine gun can turn. They are linked with axle also, so they can't really turn. And that's all, guys. So, if you have any questions on this set I have not answered, please ask me, because I don't really see what I can say more about this set. It's a pretty good set with a nice overall design. Here we go for a little turnaround, which isn't really interesting, in fact, because you can look it on the right side or left side, it really still looks the same, because it's used for the same one screen on this part and for the same leg. So of course it's quite look the same every side you look at it. So yeah, the overall design is pretty good, pretty futuristic and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna repeat myself, guys. If you have any questions, just ask them and I will be happy to answer them. So, but I think I've put up everything you have to know about this set. So the striking Venom is a pretty decent set, but again, it's really depends on what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do with it. In fact, if you're just gonna put this on a shelf, I don't really think it's really useful. So, but if you're gonna play with it, I think it's going to be a nice idea. Even if there are also again more articulated set, but not that big. So that's all for this review, guys. Question asked there, and hope also you enjoy this review, even with my crappy French accent. And well, see you later for another Exo-Force review. Bye bye.